Jessica Simpson's Thanksgiving reunion with her estranged husband Eric Johnson has quickly become one of the most surprising and most talked about celebrity family moments of the season. Because it wasn't just a casual holiday dinner, it was a deeply symbolic, emotionally loaded gathering that gave fans a rare glimpse into where their relationship truly stands after nearly a year of separation. And the story behind how this Thanksgiving came together, why it mattered, and what it reveals about their evolving lives is far more layered than the internet initially realized. As Jessica stepped into the holiday week, many assumed she would keep the celebration small, quiet, and focused on her children as she continued navigating her new chapter post-split. But instead, she found herself walking straight back into the familiar warmth of family traditions, this time with Eric right there beside her. And what unfolded was a holiday filled with love, nostalgia, healing, and a very intentional effort to protect the sense of unity her children have always known. According to Jessica, the Thanksgiving celebration took place at her mother Tina's home, a place deeply rooted in family history. It's where Jessica and her sister Ashley grew up, shaping lifelong holiday traditions, where food meant comfort, where family meant belonging, and where no matter what chaos was happening in the outside world, everything felt safe, calm, and grounded. This year, that same house became the backdrop for a moment that fans didn't expect. Jessica and Eric, once one of Hollywood's most enduring couples and now living separate lives, choosing to come together not as partners, but as co-parents. The reunion included all three of their children, 13-year-old Maxwell, 12-year-old Ace, and 6-year-old Birdie. Kids who have been at the center of every decision Jessica has made over the past year. And this Thanksgiving, they didn't just show up with their parents. The house also welcomed grandparents, extended family, and the familiar, chaotic, joyful energy that always comes with the Simpson-Johnson clan. Jessica described it as a house full of love, a house full of loud laughter, and a house full of people who deeply care for one another, even when circumstances have changed dramatically. And as the family gathered around the kitchen, Jessica made something very clear. This holiday was not about drama, not about heartbreak, and not about revisiting old wounds. It was about her children. It was about giving them stability, familiarity, and the comfort of knowing that even if their parents were no longer romantically together, their family wasn't broken, it was simply evolving. She emphasized something profoundly important. When you share children with someone, that connection never goes away. She spoke about respecting that bond, keeping a positive environment, and always being mindful of how words, feelings, and actions shape a child's emotional world. And this Thanksgiving, she lived by that philosophy. Eric was welcomed, embraced, and included, not as a former partner, but as a father. Inside the home, the energy felt surprisingly natural. Tina cooked most of the dinner, preserving the traditions she has kept alive for decades. Ashley and Jessica, meanwhile, spent part of the evening watching the football game, laughing, reminiscing, and reminding everyone that even when life gets complicated, sisterhood never does. The kids played, the adults caught up, and the day unfolded like a peaceful holiday movie. Simple, warm, familiar. But beneath the surface, there was a deeper emotional layer, because this wasn't just any Thanksgiving. It was their first major holiday together since announcing their separation after a decade of marriage. When the world learned about their split earlier this year, many assumed tension would follow. But instead, Jessica and Eric have shown something Hollywood rarely witnesses, a separation that doesn't shatter a family, but reshapes it. Over the past months, the two have quietly maintained a friendly dynamic. They've attended events together for their kids, appeared at family milestones, and made it clear through their actions that they would not let bitterness overshadow the love they have for their children. In October, Jessica openly spoke about her healing process, about rediscovering herself, feeling lighter, more confident, and more grounded than she had felt in years. She even admitted that she might be open to dating again, exploring new possibilities, and embracing a version of herself that has grown from pain but isn't defined by it. But still, when it comes to Eric, Jessica's approach remains steady, respectful, and deeply mature. She sees him as the father of her children, a man who played a huge role in her life for over a decade, and someone who will always be part of her family's story. Thanksgiving simply made that connection visible again in the most public way. The internet quickly caught fire with reactions. Fans expressed admiration for her emotional maturity, praising her for prioritizing her children above everything else. Others called it inspiring, a model example of healthy co-parenting. Some couldn't help but speculate whether warmth like this could hint at reconciliation, but those close to Jessica say otherwise, that the reunion was purely about family, not romance. And Jessica herself has repeatedly emphasized that unconditional love does not vanish with separation, it simply changes form. This Thanksgiving gathering, in many ways, served as a reminder that relationships can shift without becoming destructive, that two people can choose peace over resentment, that children can remain surrounded by unity even when their parents are forging new paths. But beyond the holiday itself, this moment reveals where Jessica stands today. She is in a chapter of clarity, emotional strength, and personal rediscovery. She has spoken about finding new confidence, about feeling stronger in her identity, and about learning to embrace independence after years of being part of a team. She has hinted at new experiences, new connections, and new dreams, while still holding tightly to the values that matter most to her. Meanwhile, Eric continues to remain actively involved as a father, committed, steady, and present. Their partnership may have ended romantically, but their dedication to raising their children remains firmly united, and Thanksgiving was simply proof of that commitment. As the holiday settled and the world moved on to its next wave of celebrity headlines, something about this story stayed with fans. Maybe it was the unexpected sweetness of it. Maybe it was the maturity behind it. Maybe it was the rare glimpse of a family choosing healing instead of hostility. Or maybe it was because, in a world where celebrity separations are often messy, dramatic, and deeply public, Jessica and Eric chose a different path, one grounded in love, respect, and emotional responsibility. As we continue exploring how their story unfolds, how Jessica steps into her new life, how the children continue to thrive, and how Eric and Jessica navigate their unique relationship, Thanksgiving 2025 will likely be remembered as a pivotal moment, a reminder that family isn't defined by marital status, it's defined by love, choice, sacrifice, and intention. And in this case, those intentions were clear. Keep the children at the center, keep the family grounded, keep the holidays filled with love, laughter, and familiarity, and keep moving forward, not backward, but forward with peace. So as Jessica closes out this year and prepares for everything ahead, this Thanksgiving serves as a symbolic milestone, a bridge between her past marriage and her future independence, a moment of healing, clarity, and strength, and a powerful example of how separated parents can remain connected in the best, healthiest way for their children and for themselves. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.